One of the things that strikes the students in reading the case is around your just ironclad discipline on having a small number of priorities every year. Could you talk a little bit about how, your rationale for doing that, but more importantly, how you chose which objectives you'd set for a given year, given that there are, many managers feel overwhelmed by the number of things they could focus in on. I mean, why did you come to that discipline, and how did you actually make those choices?
I think that comes a lot from our trading background, where you have 100 opportunities, but you really know that there is one that is essential. And also you know that once in a while, every year or every 2 years, a sure thing will pass. So you better wait for the sure thing instead of incurring all the small. So that's called sit on your hands, which sometimes is very, very difficult. But if you have the ability to be free to capture the great opportunity, it's much better than be involved in 1,000 things. So we were always very focused on that, and we had someone that was close to us, a professor that he worked as an anthropologist in Australia, and he always told us a case that we kept repeating, became a mantra in the company, which was he was living with the guys there, and that before the day of the hunt, they did this big party where they actually hunt. They say exactly what they're going to do, what animal they are after, how they will do it, and so on. And then the next day they move, and here, they were hunting for lemur or whatever. And then this kangaroo appeared and said, "Hey guys, look at this kangaroo, let's get it." I said, No, you don't get it. We hunted for lemur here. And then this other animal appeared and he got very excited. I said, No. If we try to kill every animal, we came with the weapons for lemur, we have the mighty folks for lemur. This is the lemur region, we're hunting for lemur. And we've been repeating this as a folk story in number forever. When we set an objective, unless something major happens, we don't get distracted, because if we chose that objective by consensus, that's the most important thing for us. So there is always this chance of branching to another activity and doing this thing because we already have the distribution, let's put this thing. There are always those temptations. But if you're sure we are in the right direction, you're better off executing to excel in this direction instead of getting distracted by other things.
So you've talked about the rationale, Marcel, for, if you're going after lemur, go after lemur. Don't chase the rabbits. But how as a management team did you go about setting what the objectives would be for a year? You talked about, getting a consensus on that, having it aligned with your broad direction. How did you, those must have been pretty heated discussions, knowing that would be the, the animal you'd be hunting for that year.
Yeah, but there are always those basic things that then you can cascade and basically see the other pieces that need to be put together to get there. But in the end, most businesses are really about share, profitability, and then you can choose EBITDA, EVA, or whatever, and also to make sure that you have targets that basically keep in check the other. Because if you say any target of profits, being EBITDA, net profit, or whatever it is, you run a huge risk in terms of long-term against short-term or things. So then you gotta have market share. Because then you cannot underinvest in your brands. You cannot do stupid things, because to reach one target, then you'll be losing the other one. So I think the basic targets apply for every business. If you have this remuneration system that's very aggressive, you have to be very sure, more sure yet, that the targets basically take care of the excesses in the other. But I can't think of more than 5 or 6 targets that can really apply for the company. And then, if those are the targets, it's very easy. If you have a fixed cost target, you can have a target in the filling line of less setup or whatever. And the guy will immediately understand that by doing that, he will be taking costs out and so on. So we never thought of that as something really difficult. We always ask it is, can you measure it? And can you measure it over time? Not something that you put a target that you can only measure by year end, because then surprise. So it's a target that you have a very clear quantitative KPI that you can measure and correct over time. Not very difficult.